Well, here we go. Let's fix the camera. It's upside down. That's better. There, here we go. I got more goodies today. Criminy. First, I missed this one in yesterday's box. It was down in the bottom of the box where I didn't see it at first. It is a citrus zester. It helps you to take the top layer of peel off an orange or lemon or other citrus fruit without having to drag out the cheese grater. And it takes off the zest in little strings, which can be kind of decorative on your plate. Really nice. And then just a few minutes ago, United Parcel brought a box and this bag. I'm assuming they're all from L. Freeman. They usually are. We've got a knife sharpener. It's actually really makes it easy for a novice like me to have sharp knives. Oh, hi, at Sequentia. Hi, Jason. Welcome in. I'm trying to type. I gotta pull the keyboard out a little. All right. And what else have we got? Oh, I don't know, but it says sold as set, do not separate. Oh, this is kitty cat treats. I can tell by feeling it. See, it's a bag, little bag inside the bag. Oh, yes, it's their party mix, and there's 4 bags of goodies for kitties in here. Wow. They're all set for the future. And what else have we got? Oh, a scraper. You usually see this used by pastry chefs, but anytime you have something on your cutting board. Hi, Jan. Jan is here. Anytime you have something on your cutting board, don't that you need to scrape off and either put it in the thing that you're making or toss it in the trash. You do not want to use your knife. You'll ruin your knife. So you use a scraper. It's also a chopper. It has a somewhat sharp edge, but not as sharp as a knife. What else have we got here? Looks like what we've got is the notes saying for sure who sent them to me. Yeah. And they are from L. Freeman, just as I thought. And again, L. Freeman. Yep. Let's pack up the bag. Kitchen goodies so I can start doing cooking videos. Of course, I have to clean the kitchen majorly. All right, now this is just a small box, but it's got goodies in it underneath the fat bubble wrap. Oh, kitchen scissors. My old kitchen scissors broke because they were old and, well used. Quite often, I have something in the kitchen that I need to cut with scissors, not a knife. So this will be awesome. Let's see what else is in the box. More cat treats. Same as the other pack. And more cat treats. And more cat treats. And a little box here. What's in the little box? The cutter for biscuits and donuts. It's like a cookie cutter, but it's for making biscuits and donuts. And it's a set of different sizes. And they're useful for all sorts of things. For example, if you want to fry an egg and have it come out perfectly round, you put one of these in the pan and drop the egg inside the ring so it holds it together. And there's just all kinds of things. Like if I want to make cookies and my shortbread cookies, you don't just get a spoon and drop them onto the cookie sheet. Shortbread needs to be cut, and yeah, it's okay to cut it into squares or rectangles, but sometimes you want something round. I already have a bunch of like Christmas cookie cutters in shapes like Santa and a snowman and a reindeer and so forth. All right, I do have a lighter. Yay. Cooking actually is not rocket science, as Chef Jean-Pierre likes to say. In many cases, even a child could do it. But I would not trust a child with hot grease, an electric mixer, or other dangerous things. Anyway, it's going to be awesome when I'm finally have my stove halfway presentable. See, I used to make tons of jam, tons of it. And I didn't keep up with cleaning the stovetop, so now there's tons of burned on jam stuck to it, and it's a devil trying to get it off without removing the paint along with it. But I'm working on it. Various chemicals and scrubbers and stuff. I'll get it halfway presentable. I want to show you how to make the things that I can make, even though I'm not a chef. Oh, hi, Jim. I got a bunch of people in the chat today, and it isn't my regular time, but I got these packages, so I had to come on and show you. Million cat treats. Elle Freeman is spoiling my cats. Oh, and by the way, Smokey got spayed today, so she will not bless me with kittens. Oh, evil phone. I tried and tried to get someone else to adopt Smokey. She's the sweetest, cutest little fluffy gray cat, but we have such a surplus of cats that even the shelters can't take one more cat. And they're the charitable non-kill shelters are maxed out on foster homes for cats and dogs. It's a real problem. I think probably because of COVID, people got pets to keep them company. And once the lockdowns were all over, they didn't want the pets, which to me seems cruel and inhumane. Sorry. Now, as far as cooking being a science goes, baking is an exact science, which is why I so much appreciate the cookies that L. Freeman had sent to me from his friend who does baking. Oh man, baking, yeah. Of course, you can make Toll House cookies with the directions on the package, but everybody who does that comes up with a slightly different cookie. And I'm looking into ways to make them crispy and not so fluffy. Because when I was growing up, that's how mom made them. And when I made them under mom's supervision, they came out crispy, very flat, not puffed up. And I just can't figure it out, but I'll keep trying. One suggestion was to melt the butter instead of uh, just mixing it with the sugar. If it goes in melted, you don't get a bunch of air puffed into it when you mix your cookie dough. We'll see. Now I make, okay, what's that rice called? Risotto. It's rice cooked in a very time consuming way, not difficult, but time consuming. So it comes out really moist and soft, but not clumpy, although I like clumpy rice. At Sequentia says there seems to be a correlation between the lower temperature and our craving for sugar. Yeah, sugar gives you quick energy and your body can use it to warm you up. But I had an omelet and toast and hash browns, so my tummy's full. Oh, I also ate a bunch of Ritz crackers. They are kind of sweet. There is some sugar in them. Anyway, that's all of today's goodies, and they're really good goodies. If you visit my Amazon wish list, it'll tell you whether I already have something on the list. I will go in and delete the things I've already received. But what I tried to do was make it possible to just get something for under $10 and, not break the bank. But let's see, what else? Oh, oxtail soup. I've already made it and had a friend test eat it. She asked for more, so I guess it was good. Um, what else? I used to make this Hawaiian style sweet and sour chicken, which is really a California recipe. But darn it, it's supposed to have peach jam. And I have not been able to find peach jam in any store. So I'm going to have to make some. And I'm going to cheat and use canned peaches because it's winter. And yes, you can get peaches, but the price is kind of high because they're imported from a place where it's sunny. Hmm. Well, as long as I'm on the line, I might as well talk for a while. I'm surprised that my internet is working so well. Let me just check the modem and make sure its battery doesn't go dead on me. Yeah, I better plug it in just in case. the hiss. Get in there. Here. Okay, it's charging. This is a goodie I bought for myself with the Amazon gift card that one of my local friends gave me. It is a charger for your phone. And you can charge this device with the solar panel or plug it in to a charger. And it even has a flashlight. Well, that ain't it. You have to really press and hold. And woohoo, really bright, nice flashlight. There. Here, it's fully charged. Come on. Ah, my thumbs aren't very strong. Okay, it'll turn it. See, the indicators are on. It says it's fully charged. I'll just put it aside and quit playing with it. All right. I got my coffee, water, tea, and cigarette. No Alka-Seltzer today. I had some vouchers to help me with getting Smoky spayed, and it still cost me. I must have been in shock. I forgot what I paid. I paid almost $200, $188.70 with the vouchers to help pay. Yeah, the charger thingy at Sequendia, it is rugged and it has soft rubber around the case to protect it in case I drop it. The soft rubber will absorb the shock. It's really nice. Ah, wow. Now I should get one of those little like a solar generator just to run the refrigerator if the power goes out. But I just spent almost $200 on a cat. Yeah, the light is bright. I was amazed by it. And in a power outage, you need light. I do have flashlights. I have a couple of these little ones that work really well. Unfortunately, my mag light, my 3D cell mag flashlight, mag light, needs a light bulb. And since Radio Shack went out of business, it's getting hard to find them. But I might break down and order it online. Maybe Best Buy or something like that will have it, or even Walmart, which I affectionately refer to as China Mart. Well, anyway, you guys got anything on your minds? The storm is rolling in tonight. We'll have snow by tomorrow afternoon. And it's supposed to keep snowing Saturday and Sunday. And then another storm, a bigger one, comes in on Wednesday. Yeah, hi, Jim. Yeah, I miss Radio Shack too. Whatever I needed, they had it. And it was so convenient up here because the Radio Shack was inside the Ace Hardware, two of my favorite stores in the entire universe. Oh, did you hear that Megyn Kelly says we might hear directly from Epstein soon? Well, maybe she has a recording of him. I don't know. That's weird. When they redacted names from the court records, but you need to be careful because just because a name is mentioned does not mean that that person went to the island. Many of the people mentioned were just other witnesses. Or people Epstein talked about, even though those persons were not present. That is not the flight log that everybody wants. I'm not sure that I want to know, who did what, where, how, and why. Oh, well. What else? Oh, there was a very tiny earthquake about 10 miles, more like 15 miles from here. It was only a 4.2 near Lytle Creek, which is at the foot of some other mountains, not this neck of the woods. A 4 earthquake is pretty much like a heavy truck rolling by outside. But it's kind of odd that it happened after the big one in Japan. Japan had a major earthquake, and it's really something. Also, on the day of the Japan earthquake, that day, but a little later, there was a 4 earthquake off the coast of Long Beach, in the ocean, but near Long Beach. Sequentia says it's fun to watch YouTube channels of guys show facing their EDC, all the stuff they carry around. Flashlights, wrenches, strings, knives, tools, and so on. Well, if I carried a gun, which I don't, I would not show it on YouTube. Common sense. But I don't carry a gun. I don't have a gun. But I usually carry around a little pocket knife and some mints and lip balm. Oh, I have a pair of scissors in my purse. They come in handy. Jim says here in Scotland we are to be hit by an Arctic storm. Well, California too, but not like you get hit. It's like we get hit by a ping pong ball and you get hit by a basketball. But we are getting cold temperatures below freezing overnight, and we're getting snow tonight. They said it could go as low as 2,000 feet, and I'm at almost 5,000. Up north, like British Columbia, Washington State, and that area, they're going to get hit pretty hard by the same storm that's going to hit us. So by the time it gets this far south, it won't be as strong. But I have plenty of cat treats And I did stock up on some cat food and cat litter today. The hardest thing to do is going to be taking out the trash in the snow. But I have snow boots and I have shoe chains. That just like when you chain up the tires on your car, I can chain up my snow boots. They just kind of slip on. It takes a bit of strength to slip them on, but they're totally worth it. I'm going to get my shoe chains and show you. They are these rubber things with, I always have trouble figuring out. Yeah, this is the toe, and this is the heel. And you put it on the toe of your shoe and stretch it over the heel. And these wrapped wires give you some traction on snow and ice. You still don't want to, be in a hurry and start moving fast because you will end up skating and you might fall down. But if you're just walking normally, they're awesome. And they sell them at Ace Hardware, one of my favorite shops. Oh, wow. What else is happening? They're impeaching Mayorkas, I think. Or are they just doing an investigation? On the one hand, I there is a car out front. They're at the neighbor's house. On the one hand, we get kind of anxious, isn't Congress going to do something? But on the other hand, we're probably safer when the government does nothing. It's like, what are they going to do to us next? It's already illegal to use various garden tools that are powered by gasoline, like chainsaws and leaf blowers and weed whackers. And guys who do yard work for a living say it's just not working out because with the weed whackers in particular, you run out of electricity in the battery when the job is half done. It isn't practical to ask the homeowner to plug in an extension cord that you have to drag around with you. Yeah, gas is outrageous right now. I try not to look at the pump price, but I know it's still around $6 now after coming down a little bit. It was close to $7 and in some places close to $8. Now, that reminds me about inflation. They say that last year we had only 3.2% inflation, but that's on top of the 8.4, I think, the year before. Inflation needs to come down to negative. We need prices to fall, not just rise a little. Ordinary working class people are getting priced out of everything. Food, clothing, and shelter are kind of important. Oh, yes, at Sequentia, the Institutes of Higher Education. near as I can tell, they aren't teaching what people really need to know, the skills. Of course, if you enroll in STEM, science, technology, something in math. What is E? Energy? Environment? I don't know. Um, you're going to gain some skills. Engineering. Thank you, Etsy Quintia. Hi, Jamie. I unpacked some packages that arrived today. They're awesome. More kitchen stuff and a ton of kitty cat treats. It is cold. Oh, it's 50 degrees. I guess it isn't that cold now, but I had to get up at 6 this morning to get going and get the kitty cat ready to go to the vet to get spayed. So she won't bless me with kittens. Thank God for the friend who drove me there. I don't drive, I don't have a car. I can't afford to support a car. It was cold. It was, once we got down the hill into the valley, it was 40, which was much warmer than up here. It was in the 30s up here. And 32 is freezing. It was 19 in Toledo, Ohio. Wow. Well, we're going to get temperatures below freezing overnight, but during the day it should at least get up to 40. One can always hope. Knock on wood. Oh, wow. Anyway, yeah, I should talk. I got a degree in foreign language. That's my 2-year degree. That's a useful skill. And my 4-year degree was in public relations, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a bunch of BS. It's how to make people feel good when you screw them over. Same with marketing. How to make people want a product they don't need or have a use for. And then my master's degree was in English literature. So even though I loved it, the only skill I learned was how to teach literature classes. And even tenured professors don't really make much money, and I never got tenure there. I was, along with a bunch of colleagues, I was classified as part-time temporary. So we didn't even get a pension, just Social Security. And I had a small, teeny tiny pension from teaching at the junior colleges, but I had to cash it out during the crash, and it was under $1,000 at that point anyway. So it did not affect my income taxes, except the IRS took a bunch of it and then, months later, a year later, issued a refund. Sucks. Yeah, but the pay was really, when I worked it out by the hour, well, I was making $30 an hour if I rushed through all the various papers I had to read and grade and so forth. but really it was more like 20. And when you're part-time and making that hourly, you're just getting pocket change. But I had another job at a secretarial service where I was paid by the job, and I actually made more money there. But working 2 jobs was killing me. Oh, anyway, I needed to know more about literature because I'm an author. And being in master's level college courses forced me to read things I never would have read on my own. I didn't necessarily like them, but I needed to know about them. Like James Joyce's Ulysses. I kept getting cravings for steak and kidney pie because a big long scene describes how he had kidneys for breakfast. And I had had steak and kidney pie because Phil got some in tins that you just heat up in the oven, and he he shared some with me, so I knew what it would taste like. But I didn't really enjoy the book. It, for example, has scenes of what's her name? I always forget her name. Characters' names escape me. But she's sitting on her chamber pot, and you get to hear what she's thinking. Now, James Joyce's A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man is much more readable and probably was more popular at the time when he was writing. But Finnegan's Wake is really worth reading. That's his funeral, his wake. He's Irish. Finnegan. It's really amazing. But you have to have an open mind and not expect, a formula plot and so forth. And it gets kind of surreal, which I like. So anyway, I think my favorite author is still William Faulkner for The Sound and the Fury, and for that movie, The Maltese Falcon. I'm trying to find the parodies of Maltese Falcon to watch them. There's one I did watch recently on YouTube, and I keep forgetting the title. Oh, Jim Morris watched the movie Solaris. Phil said Solaris was pornographic. Let me get the light on and ask Google. There is one called The Black Bird, but directed by John Huston. But it's not really a parody. It's sort of another version. And I can't find it for free. And it's only, well, this says it's a half-hour spoof of Humphrey Bogart and the Maltese Falcon. Not half. Too bad it lasts over an hour and a half. Blackbird is a funny movie, but the one I watched was The Cheap Detective. It has some of the actors from the Maltese Falcon. No, who look like the actors in the Maltese Falcon, but they're different actors. And it has actors from Young Frankenstein. Hi, Ditch. Good to see you. But the Black Bird, they seem to want a bloody fortune to watch it, and it's an old 1930s film, but it is directed by John Huston, who is an amazing director, but from what I hear, a terrible example of humanity. I did see a brief interview with him once. The reporters were asking him questions, and his answers were just so flippant. Like, how do you make a movie? Well, you put some actors on the set and turn on the camera. All right, guys, I will get the names of the actors in The Cheap Detective. One of them is Columbo. Where'd it go? Okay. Google's being mean to me. The Cheap Detective. Anyway, the detective is the guy who played Columbo. Peter Falk. Eileen Brennan is in it. Anne Margaret, Madeline Kahn, Stockard Channing, Sid Caesar, Marcia Mason, Louise Fletcher, and more. It was made in 1978, and it's a classic. It's still worth watching. James Coco, Dom DeLuise. John Houseman plays Jasper Blubber, the fat man. Fernando Lamas plays Paul, that's not from the Maltese Falcon, that's from Casablanca. He's a Frenchman fleeing the Nazis, and she's his wife, and she really loves Peter Falk's character, but she has to stay with her husband. Oh, Phil Silvers is in there. And Abe Vigoda from Fish, a spin-off of that other show. Fish was a spin-off of some show that I can't remember the name of. Okay, I don't know what Russian. Oh, the Russian movie of Solaris, they say, is better than the one made here. Let's see. Is there anyone else? Scatman Crothers plays the piano man, Tinker. So that's really from Casablanca, but that's okay. I loved it. They had some really good actors. Some of them are stars, and it's just a hilarious comedy. Yes, you're right. At Sequentia, Fish was a spin-off from Barney Miller. Darn it. That was a long time ago. But there's still good shows and worth watching. And they're the reason why I ever even thought of watching. Uh-oh. Forgot the name of the show. The serious one. Oh, come on. NYPD Blue. Google is my friend today. But I didn't really get into Miami Vice or I can't remember the other one, but the one I liked the best was Hill Street Blues. Hill Street Blues was a great cop show. Ditch says his dad worked on Homicide, if you've seen that show. Oh, Homicide. Yeah, I've never watched it, but I've heard of it. So he wasn't a cop, he was in the movie or working on it. Yeah, I used to work in the background when Chapman College had stage plays. I'd work the box office. I'd be a gopher, which is go for this, go for that. Set builder. Awesome. That's a real skill. Jim Morris liked the first X-Files, but after that it went wacky. Yeah, about the time the Skolder and isn't Skolder and Moley. Mulder and Scully. That's, by the way, a Spoonerism. Back in the Dark Ages, a teacher, a school teacher named Spooner kept doing that, switching things. So it isn't Skolder and Moley, it's Mulder and Scully. Yeah. When they found the beehives in Antarctica or wherever they were, I said, all right, this is enough. I've had it. At Sequentia says Hill Street Blues, along with Saint Elsewhere and The Paper Chase, were the golden standard of the early mid to mid 80s. Yeah, I watched all of those shows. And by the way, the hospital was called St. Eligius. It means Saint Elsewhere. The Paper Chase. Oh, yeah, all these kids in law school. All of a sudden, when that show was popular, a whole bunch of students began studying law, going to law school. Even though it showed the truth about how hard it is to succeed in law school. But that was an awesome show. Yep. I used to watch Twin Peaks, so I've been tempted to carry around a pet log. But instead, I surround myself with little, trinket-sized statues of owls. Hi, Witta. Long time no see. I already unboxed everything. I have so many new people, I might show you again. The main thing was 4 packages of cat treats with 4 bags of cat treats in each bag. And some kitchen gadgets. Witta had a really rough time recently, but she's back on track. Ditch says he has a Discord server, and whenever we talk about sci-fi, I show them your channel. You show them my channel. Is that how I'm getting all these new subscribers? Yeah, the cats will love those treats. They're party mix. And was it yesterday or the day before, I received 4 bags of Temptations, also from L. Freeman. The big ones, the giant bags. Clucky Carnival, chicken, turkey, and catnip flavors. No wonder they go nuts for these. Uh-oh, here come the cats. I better bribe them to leave me alone. Party mix, Wild West crunch with beef, liver, and cheddar flavors. I think this one might be their favorite, if they have a favorite. They all smell the same to me, but the cats seem to think they have different flavors. Might as well have Tora say hello. Say hi to your adoring fans. She's got her head down in the treats. Come on, there's her face. And here's 3CPO. Good kitties. Ah, wow. It's been almost an hour and I just came on to show you my loot that I received. Yeah, it's cool, Ditch. Don't be sorry. More viewers is a good thing. For a while, YouTube was actually boosting my channel. But then they found something from a year ago where I said something they didn't like. So they quit promoting me and took down a video. But it was a year old, so I don't miss it. We don't like have a strict script or anything. We talk about what's on our minds. And, you know, this channel is for you. So when you bring up things you want to talk about, I try to, talk about it if I can. I'll pull out a couple of the things I got today. This was actually the earlier package. I think it was 2 days ago. It's hard to see in the plastic bag, but it's for zesting citrus fruits like lemons and oranges, so I don't have to dig out the cheese grater. And this is a scraper. You can chop things with it, sort of. What the picture shows is cutting your bread dough in half. I don't think I'll be doing that because I just used the bread maker. Although recently I did try having the bread maker knead the dough and then I put it in a loaf pan and baked it. But when you have stuff on your cutting board that you need to scrape off, Don't use your knife. You'll ruin your knife. Get a scraper. Or at least turn the knife around and use the side that is not the cutting side. And by the way, a knife sharpener. And all of this is from L. Freeman. Tons of kitty cat treats and kitchen gadgets. Ditch says he's in a game jam tomorrow, making a video game as fast as possible, and they haven't decided the theme, but he's making graphics and he's going to put some Phil references. That ought to be nice. Philip K. Dick in a video game is just golden. Oh, and I ought to tell you, even though the cat cost me almost $200 to get her spayed, a friend in Italy actually sent me the money to pay for her. He didn't know that's what it was for, but it was just enough. So I have been blessed this year beyond anything I dreamed of. Wow. Not bad for a channel that isn't monetized. I get all these goodies. And since I'm probably going to be staying in, not really snowed in, but for me, I might as well be when it's that cold and there's snow on the ground. I'm going to really work on getting the kitchen in shape to start doing cooking videos. And I'm not a gourmet chef. I'm not any kind of chef. But I've learned a few things. Like Mom always used to just chop the onions and chop them in to the pan of food that had liquid so they boiled. Turns out you should really brown them first in either oil or bacon grease or lard. And Chef Jean Pierre was right. They're tons better. Even if you just kind of not really brown them, but get them to where they're a little translucent before you add any liquid, they do taste 10 million times better. People send Stitch freebies all the time, and he doesn't do anything. Well, Cardinal Sin sent me this computer and the speakers because my old monitor, which is actually a small flat screen TV, had blown out speakers, so they didn't sound very good. He also sent me the webcam that I'm using. I miss him. You know, he passed away in September. We don't know what from. He was in his 50s. Meanwhile, my son, Gil, Cardinal Sin, he died suddenly, unexpectedly. Yes, Stitch. His, I think it's his sister who is on Walter Bosley's channel. You got to check out Walter Bosley's channel, by the way. He's getting into the kind of woo-woo stuff that I like. He isn't just all, oh, the aliens are going to save us crap. You know, they're going to save us from global warming. No, he's a real investigator. check out Walter Bosley's channel. He has talked about Gil, and Gil's sister has been in his chat. Oh, of course, I hit the semicolon instead of the L on channel, of course. And he does get into things like the pyramid and this thing called Tartaria, where some people have just gone off the rails with it, but there does seem to be a kernel of truth in it that many of our ancient monuments were really built by this lost civilization that nobody knows about, called Tartaria. Jamie says his grandfather watched Columbo when he was a kid. Oh, and Fish. Yeah, I watched Columbo and Fish when my son was a child. He's 50 years old now, recovering from a heart attack that should have killed him. His doctors don't know why he's still alive. He has a pacemaker implanted, and now he's fighting with the insurance company about getting the treatment that he needs. They don't want to approve it. At Sequentia says aliens are either going to save us or barbecue us. It all depends on first impressions. Well, remember one episode of Doctor Who? He saved his wife. He hit save on the computer keyboard. That's going back to when Doctor Who was watchable. Oh, and Disney's still in the news, lost $1 billion in 2023. And they're down to number 2 in the chart of the most profitable movie companies. I think Universal beat them out. Oh, Ditch remembers an episode of Columbo where he had a hard sci-fi robot. Showed it to his mom and she thought he was pranking her. Sounds familiar. Oh, Grandma. Okay. Oh, speaking of robots, remember, well, I don't know how old you guys are, but I remember an episode of Lost in Space where the robot met Robbie the robot from that movie. Oh my God. I should know the title of that movie. It's a classic. With monsters from the Id. Forbidden Planet, which someone stole for a Star Trek pilot. Thank you, Anthony. The Star Trek pilot was kind of a ripoff of Forbidden Planet. You know, their special effects were not all that great, but who cares? It was a great movie. Too many too many movie directors and producers think that you can have a really bad movie with a stupid plot and no good characters, but it'll get by on special effects. Wow. They don't get by on special effects. The Marvels flopped. And what else flopped? I don't know. Disney's big hope for 2024 is Deadpool. We'll see. But I really resent that they, when the movie run is over, when the run in theaters is over, Disney puts them into their own pay to play streaming service. They don't put it on Netflix or Amazon Prime or any of the others, or Hulu, whatever. It's only on Disney Plus. Oh, by the way, Steamboat Willie is out of copyright. Now you can use it because it's public domain. Steamboat Willie was the original Mickey Mouse. Well, thank you, Jamie, but you're making me blush. Ditch says he didn't even go to watch Deadpool, and he considers himself a number one. Oh, he doesn't want to go watch Deadpool, and he considers himself a number one Deadpool fan. That's a shame. It's probably the only good movie they're making at the moment. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiled by audiobooks, but I do read books too. Oh, say it ain't so, Anthony. There's a Mickey Mouse slasher film. Yeah, I like horror, but I don't like slasher movies like Chainsaw. I did like the one with um okay, what's the guy's name? The guy with the hockey mask. All I can think of is Freddy, and that's Nightmare on Elm Street. Jason. I like the one where at the end the woman kills him. The woman who's supposed to be his victim. Hi, Stormy. Yeah, greetings in the new year, 2024. I never thought I'd be alive this time, but by this year. And they still have not released the records of the Kennedy assassination from 1963, 60 years ago. What are they hiding? Is it going to hurt our feelings? Make us sad or angry? I do know that the Zapruder film that they show you is highly edited. It isn't real. Well, it's real, but it isn't as it happened. They cut things out of it. And one thing has to be on a loop because the background is not what it should be. People who were there aren't showing in the background because they kind of did an edit to put something different in there so you wouldn't see what really happened. Oh, there's that Sequentia and Anthony saying, Jason, Jason, yeah, the bad guy with the hockey mask. And I liked the first Nightmare on Elm Street, where they figure out that they can make him go away because they're just dreaming. And then they all get into the car and they crash. I guess it's okay to give you spoilers now. It was a million years ago when Nightmare on Elm Street was new. Yeah, I hear right at Sequentia. Jason is finally gone, dead and gone. Jason will return in the sequel. Jason the whatever Roman numerals. The search for more money. Oh, Jim Morris. Yeah, Mae Brussels said if the truth was known, a lot of politicians would go to the chair. No doubt. When he was asked why he took chances like going around in a car without the dome on top to protect him from bullets, he said, if they want to get me, they're going to get me no matter what I do. And what they don't tell you, because they want to stick with the lone gunman theory, is that there was an attempt in Florida that was thwarted, and there were 2 attempts in Chicago that were thwarted before he went to Dallas. So even if one guy shot him dead and he was a nut case, everybody was out to get him. And somebody was going to get him. Anthony says Dream Warriors is good. What is that? Inception. The movie about getting into other people's dreams. I like that movie a lot. I've got to make the thing chat scroll up so I can read what Ditch said. Oh, Ditch wrote a song called I Traveled Back in Time to expletive deleted. I haven't seen the sequels to Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll tell you the worst movie I ever saw was The Hobbit Part 1. Walk, 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 run, run, hide. Walk, 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 run, run, hide. Walk, 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 run, run, hide. Oh, look, there's a dragon. The end. So I never bothered to see Part 2. The movie was not worth the cost of watching it. And I think that was the last time I've been in an actual movie theater. Oh, Ditch wanted to make love to Jackie Kennedy and stuff got complicated. Yeah. Yeah, they stretched out The Hobbit and nothing was happening. Well, anyway, This is not my regular day, and I'm at an hour and 15 minutes. But you're all here, so we're good. But it is, oh, it's past lunchtime. It's 2:15. Anyway, it's been real. You guys are really helpful when you come up with a word or a name that I can't remember. Worries me that my memory's shot. Maybe I have too much in my head and things have to get buried or kicked out. Anthony says it's toward bedtime. Oh, yeah, that would be Italy. 9 hours off. 9 and 2's 11. 11:15. Yeah. Witta, I'm glad you caught the live stream. I will be back Thursday around 8 in the morning Pacific time. If I get more packages, I'll do more unboxing. Oh, Anthony's in the UK, so that's 10 at night. Okay. Sorry about that. Thought your name was Italian. Okay, let's see. Let's do the thank you all for. Oh, he's a ditch. I think Jackie married a Greek shipping magnate. Okay, now hit the L instead of the semicolon. Oops. What'll I have for lunch? I think maybe a grilled cheese toast. I've got Jack and cheddar cheeses. Yeah, Onassis. Aristotle Onassis. Thanks for the name, guys. Oh, Anthony stole his name. It's a screen name. Okay, well, I can't put my real last name on YouTube because too many filters think it's a bad word and they won't let me post. So that's why it's Tessa D777. All right, I think we're done for today. And I'm really glad you were all here. Stay warm. Yeah, I've got the heater blasting away. Thank you, Stormy. Yeah, you too. Way to have a wonderful day. And I'll be back Thursday morning, if not sooner. Bye, all.